Presidential candidate, Miami Mayor Francis Suarez, now jumping into the race for the Republican presidential nomination. Mr. Mayor, good morning to you.
Good morning, George. It's wonderful to be with you, and good morning, America.
Why are you running for president?
I'm running for president because I think I have a different message than what other candidates have. I'm generational, and not generational as a buzzword, but as someone who has implemented generational change to create prosperity in the city. I'm someone who was a president of the U.S. Conference of Mayors, so I know the problem that 85% of Americans who live in cities and 91% who constitute the GDP of this country are going through. Things like increase in crime, homelessness, mental health issues. I'm someone who has a positive track record of success and has a positive vision for the future. I think what I've noticed in the last 24 hours is just an outpouring of support because people want someone who can unify them. I was elected by 85% and reelected by 80%. And as I've traveled the United States from states like Iowa, New Hampshire, South Carolina, Nevada, what people want is someone to bring them together. They want to know more. They want to hear more about my track record, about what I've accomplished and what I could do for them and their children. This isn't about me. This isn't about my generation. This is about our children.
To win, of course, you're going to have to defeat the Republican frontrunner right now, Donald Trump, former President Trump. You were in the courtroom on Monday in this week in Miami. What did you make of the indictment?
Yeah, I think one of the things that happened in Miami is people were hoping that, and some members of the press were even hoping that there would be anarchy. And I think what Miami did is what Miami has done. We have lowered homicides to the lowest level per capita.
Sir, I asked you what you thought of the indictment.
Well, and I want to talk about Miami. I think if we continue to have a conversation about the former president, then the former president will be the nominee.
Well, that's inevitable.
I'm here to talk about why I'm running for president.
Yes, but tell me what you think about the indictment. Do you think it shows that Donald Trump is fit to be president?
I think what it shows is that people are frustrated in this country, particularly Republicans, who feel that there isn't an equal administration of justice. That's what I hear. That's what Republicans are telling me. And I think that's where their frustration lies. I think the fact that, we're in a presidential campaign and we're seeing, a former president be indicted multiple times is something that Republicans view as partisan and problematic in a country like ours, in a democracy like ours.
But I'm asking you about the president. I'm asking you about President Trump's behavior. You're one of your fellow challengers to Donald Trump, Nikki Haley, said it showed incredibly reckless behavior. Did the president do anything wrong in the way he handled classified information?
Well, I don't know all the details about how he handled classified information. I do know that former president...
You read the indictment, didn't you?
And for...
Did you read the indictment?
But what I'm saying is...
What did it say to you? What did it say to you? I mean, I'm just trying to get a simple answer to that question. I let you say why you're running for president. Yeah. Answer that question.
Yeah, look, it's not what I would have done. I would have turned over the documents, but if I were the former vice president and then the current president, I wouldn't have stored classified documents in my garage either. The former vice president of the United States under the current president, under the former president, also had issues related to classified documents.
No, but there's a very big difference between those two cases. President Biden turned them over himself. Had Donald Trump turned over all those documents, he wouldn't have been charged. I'm asking you about his behavior. Do you think it showed concern for the proper concern for classified material? Do you think it was reckless? Do you think it was legal?
Like I said before, I'm not an expert on these kinds of matters, but I do want to say this, that this conversation is not a healthy conversation for the country. We should be talking about the issues that Americans care about. We shouldn't be talking about, candidates being indicted. And I think if we start having a healthier conversation in this country, which is, by the way, all the messages that I've received in the last 24 hours about how refreshing my candidacy is and how different it is because it's positive and unifying and focused on a positive future for Americans. Frankly, George, no disrespect to you. That's what the conversation I want to have. That's what my candidacy is going to be about. If my candidacy is going to be about responding to, things that former President Trump did, then there's not going to be much of a candidacy. By the way, not for me and not for any other Republican nominees.
You're running against
I'm running
Donald
to be
Trump.
the President of the United States. See, that's where you're wrong. I'm running to be the president of the United States, and I'm running against Joe Biden's America. An America where the poor get poorer, an America where America gets weaker, an America where if things don't change, China will be the lone superpower. That's what I'm running for. The fact that I have to be nominated in my party means that the people in my party have to believe in my vision. They have to believe in me, and they have to believe in my track record. I think that will happen naturally over the course of the next few months, beginning on August 23rd, when I have an opportunity to debate and show my vision to the country. And everything that I've seen in terms of how I've traveled the country has demonstrated that the more people get to know about me, the more that they want to know, the more that they hopefully will fall in love with a brighter tomorrow for themselves.
You voted against Donald Trump twice before as he ran for president, but you'll pledge to support him if he gets the nomination so you can be on that debate stage?
I think every single Republican candidate who wants to be on the debate stage has to pledge to support the nominee, and I will do that as well. I think it's going to be a great contest, hopefully, of ideas and ideals to see who makes it to the nomination. And I think it's going to be a great conversation about the future of this country. I'm the only Hispanic candidate in both parties who's running. I think that's incredibly important because 20% of the country is made up of Hispanics that are trending Republican. And I'm focused on not just winning the 2024 election. I'm focused on creating a brand of politics that can win generational elections.
Mayor Suarez, thanks for your time this morning. Good luck on the trail.
Thank you, George.